Good morning, 10th grade. I hope you all had a good weekend. I hope you enjoyed Easter and celebrated Christ's resurrection, even though it may have been different than what you think of going to church on Easter. But may you still thank God for a risen Savior. This morning we're on page 5 of I don't know, book 3, I guess, or book 4. There we go. 10th grade, page 5 to 10. Going to do that today. It's not a real hard section. We keep you hopping, though. I'm not going to give you enough information that you can do the lesson without reading the instructions and looking at the examples and following the examples and doing the steps, okay? I'm just not going to give you that much information. I am going to teach the class, though. And I will teach, I think, a problem or example of every one of the problems. So if you're on page 5, you begin reading there, and then you turn over on page 6, you read again, you follow the examples, you follow the steps, you do the steps. And then on page 7, you'll be ready to help me. And if you haven't done this yet, you do this now. I'm sorry, you can't watch any more of the video. Stop. Go back, read 5 and 6, and then we'll be ready to do 127. I don't know how good your memory is, but when I started doing these problems, it was like, guess what? We did these last year. Matter of fact is, I just did them a couple weeks ago and with 9th grade. So it's fairly easy. You are multiplying this year, but I did learn something. Wait a minute here. I did learn some shortcuts that they are telling me in this book that we didn't have last year. They didn't tell us those shortcuts. So, yeah, take a look here. What you're doing is multiplying x plus w, w plus x. You're just simply multiplying those two together. And it's pretty simple. They say the shortcut, and it's mental. Okay, they're saying mental, and it's coming. It's pretty, it's pretty easy and yet not quite. But if you want to do this, the first, and see that everything's same, okay? X, and so another way of writing this here, which you'll find in the lesson, they'll just write it once and put a 2 behind it, which means square it. This one here on 127 is written out in full terms. So whenever it's written out with a 2, you'll do the same steps, okay? Just think of it the same way. So the first is square the first term. Square the first term. Combine the terms. Okay, you got w and x, you combine them, that makes you 2wx. And then square the last term, x squared. Okay, you read your instructions. When you did that, they explained to you how this works. But that is just a shortcut rule that anytime you're multiplying 2 together like that, you can take that shortcut. Square the first term, add the 2 terms together, square the last term. Or combine the 2, I should say. And square the last one. That's your answer right there. W squared, x squared, the 2 terms combined to 2wx. How did I know to put wx? Because that was right here. I had 1 and I had 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, let's go to 131. Now you got some more problems like this here. You do those. At 131, you have 4x cubed plus 7xy 3z4, and it's got the square mark. Okay, so that would be just like repeating it again. So we're going to use that same principle that I learned in the first one. Square the first term. 4 4s are 16, and then with that x3, I will need to make it x6. Whoa, I didn't do that. There you caught me right there. I made a mistake. Or I caught myself. There you go. Don't get too much credit there. I don't want to give you too much, but yeah, I did make a mistake there. Sorry about that. So I square the first term is 4 4s or 16 x squared. And then this is all one term here. So I will combine them. I will go 4 times 7. 2 7s are 14. 4 7s, you know what 4 7s are? 28. how did I get 56? Oh, I just did the 1. I got a 2 back here. So I got 4, 7, 4, 7. You see? So you have to go 4 times 7 is 28 2 times. Or you could have went, that makes you 56. And then here you did the same thing again. You copied these. Okay, you were adding these two, combining these two terms, okay? So now be careful, we're not multiplying. So when I copied these here down, you see I went x3, y3, z4. You see, I only combined them. So be careful, don't multiply. When you're getting the middle term, which is this middle term right here, when you're getting this middle term, you just simply copy the same exponents. Copy them down in your variables. Same variables, what I'm saying is use the same exponent on the variable. You use a 3, but you have to combine this here. 4 times 7 is 28 times 2 is 56. Now that got your middle term. That was a shortcut. Now if you don't do this correctly, if you don't get it, you go back and you look at your example on page 6. Now I'm ready for the last term. I have to square the last term. So if I square the last term, it's 7 sevens is 49, y6, z8. Let's see if I got that one right. Yes, 49, y6, z8. So now I have my combination. Right there's my answer for 1.31. And I did it all mentally. Well, I think so, most of them. All right, turn around here. And girls, I got you a pink one. Can you see pink? I thought it didn't look real clear in the screen there, but if you can't, you'll have to follow along. This is 147. These are problems that you've done before, okay? It's nothing new, but I'll start you out and then we'll keep working. I thought about skipping these and said, no, this will get you refreshed. Oh yes, back up here. This is something new. I have not done this kind of problem, or I do not remember teaching it to you last year. Maybe I did. But another way of getting these answers, if you have a trinomial and a binomial and you're multiplying together, you can kind of do them like a division problem and you'll get the same answer. Okay? So start with, the only difference is you can start with either one, but I started with the x because that's the way they showed you to do it in the book. I don't know why they didn't start with you or why I do it, but I did both ways and you'll get the same answer. It doesn't matter which one you start with. So I started with the x. I got x times x, which would mean x3. So I put him right here. Okay, as I say, I'll underline them. X times x, I combine those, x3. Now I combined x and this x here. So I have 2x's y. I still have positive and negative, so I still have a negative xy. Negative xy, but I have 2 x's, you see? I put that square in there. And now I'll do the last term. X, y squared, so I have x, y squared. And this one's positive again, because this one's positive. I should maybe put a positive sign there. Okay, now I got that one. Now when I get ready to do the y, I will do the same way. I will start back up here at the top, and I'll put him underneath the one that matches. Okay, there'll be a one that will match. Now, watch this, yx squared. So this answer would be yx squared. Well, right here he is. Now, okay, I started here and I come up here. You could have started here and went to the back, it wouldn't matter, but this is the easiest. See, this is, you can put the y on either side. So I put the y on the back here, x squared y. It's a positive, and this one is negative. I'll highlight that. But they can still be right above each other. Now I go y, x squared, so I have an x and 2 y's, and it's going to be a negative. Here I've got x and 2 y's. It's a negative, no? X and 2 y's. All right, and then my last term is y, and y2 is y cubed. Now I add them up, okay? So I stuck the y cubed out the back because I had no other y cubes. So I got y cubed, brought it down, and then negative xy squared and positive xy squared cancel each other out. So there's nothing. I guess you could put 0 there if you wanted to. And then you come over here to negative x squared y here and positive x squared y here, again a 0. So your only term is x cubed. Bring it down. So this is your answer. X cubed plus y cubed. Doesn't that kind of surprise you? You can mentally do that if you do enough of these problems and you're sharp enough. Now, I tried a couple of them and I did them wrong because I had the wrong sign here. If you watch this real close, you can look at this problem and say, oh, I cubed this one and I cubed this one and I'm done. Now I'll tell you, double check yourself, okay? Don't just go through and do them because I would get the wrong answer here. Lots of times I got the wrong, number here. Okay, that's number 147. I'll move you over and we'll do a couple more yet. How many? Can I get all of them on that page, on this screen? There we go. Maybe. Wow, you can just barely see. This is 152. There we go. I'm going to tell you the answer rather than letting you see it. 152. Now you're turning over. Again, you will need to read your instructions on page 8, a little bit on 7, page 8, page 9. I know you've done these guys. This one is x squared negative 8x positive 16. We did thousands, and it feels like thousands, probably not. But we did a bunch of these in 8th grade, or 9th grade, and you did a bunch too. I'm getting hungry right now, so give me a second. Can't talk with your mouth full, you know that. It's bad manners. Okay. Take your x, put your x here and here. Before you see the answer too much here, let me get this here. Make 2 parentheses. X, x. First term, separate x and x. Put the parentheses, find the square of your last term. So the square of 16 is 4. Because it's a positive number in the back, you know that you will either have 2 positives or 2 negatives. And this number, if you combine these 2 numbers, it will equal your third term. So that's not hard. You got a negative 8, a negative 4, and a negative 4 make you a negative 8. Now, don't go multiplying those 2 numbers. You have to combine those 2 numbers. And we'll learn further down here, this number does not have to be squared. You may only need to use 2 factors. There you go. I couldn't say the word. 2 factors of 16. But where you can square it, use the square. Or 2 factors of 16 or 4. I guess it don't matter. So this is your answer. X negative 4, X negative 4 on page 152. Let me show. Whoa. They said X positive 4. I must have made a mistake here. There we go. Let me try that one. X negative and X positive. Okay, let's go down to 154. 154 is 16x squared plus 48xy, 36y squared. Now you can work it down to this, but let me tell you another simple thing that you will need to do a bunch of times. And I don't know how to tell you when to do it and when to not do it. The instructions maybe tell you. I don't know. Yes, I do know. You have to think. You pull your glasses off, you scratch your head, and you think. And if you don't have glasses, you rub your eyes. That's how you get it. You have to sometimes take a whole number out of these here. So this from this one here, to make this one work out right, you take 4 out of here, 4 out of here, and 4 out of here. If you can take 16 out of there, do it. Okay, if you could have took 16 out of here, which you could have taken 1 out of here, you could have done 1 here, but here you got in trouble. 16 wouldn't come out of this one evenly. But if you can do that, then you get a problem like this. And then you can work it down real quick. And you just have this 16 out here by itself. This problem here, you can take a 4. So you take 4 4s, or 16. So I mean your 4x squared. 4 going to 48 12 times. So that gives you 12xy. 4 going to 36 9 times. So that gives you 9y squared. Got it? You remember this. I know you will once we get started here. 4. So we got the 4 outside. Now, I just forget about that 4 till I get down here in my answer. So I square this here. So that's 2x and 2x. Are you with me? Am I going too fast? That video is going fast, and I don't want you to have to watch a long time. 2x and 2x. You're probably bored. I see some of you yawning. You didn't get enough sleep yesterday. 2x and 2x. Now, you come at this last term and you ask, what are the factors of this last term that would make me the square? I like to square this last term. That would make the same. So I say 3y squared, 3y squared. Okay. Now, you say, oh, that ain't right. 3 and 3 won't equal 12. Well, just hold off here. Just hold off. I'll tell you how to get that down. Now you can bring your answer down. Your final answer is 4. Then I put in parentheses 2x plus 3y squared squared. Okay, there's no need writing them down twice. Just put the square behind it, or the 2 behind it. That condenses this answer down. Now if you want to know about that 3, you got to go this way. 2, 3 3 is 9 is 18. You go 2, no, start right here. Start with the 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. And 4 12s equal 48. That's the way you can get that center number. Back up here, let me do that again a little faster. You can do it backwards. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 8s is 24. Times 2, 48. Got it? That's the way to check it. All right, I did one more. 160. Last one on page 9. I guess I didn't do any on page 10. Are there any on page 10? Oh my, there's a whole long list. Oh yeah, I did one, sorry. Okay, 160. You have 128, 96, and 18. I don't like this here. Let me pull you over. Do you like these colored chalks better than the black one? I don't, but maybe if you can't see this very well, and if the color hurts you, or you're not able to see the color, you text me and tell me to use black. I just have one good black marker. So I got 160. Number 160 is the one I'm working on. I got 128, 96, 18. I took 2 out of there. And I tried 4. And I got in trouble somewhere over here, I guess. I tried 9, it wouldn't work. I come down, I had to go 2. So I took a 2 out, and that 2 in the 128 made me 64, 2 in the 96, 48, 2 in the 18, 9. Okay? Now I said, what's the square of this? 8x. 8x. So I put 8x, 8x. Come back here to the 9. What's the square of 9? 3y squared, 3y squared. Pretty simple, ain't it? It's going fast. 3y squared, 3y squared. These are both identical. I have a 2 outside. 8x plus 3y squared, squared. Done. Simple as that. Check my answer. Remember, I want it to equal 96. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 8s are 48. 2 times 48, 96. You can do that all mentally. Nothing to work out. Last one. And now I got one on page 10, and it is number 175. I didn't even write it on there. There we go, 175. 4x squared, 8x, negative 60. You tell me how to do it. There, I got it right up on the board and you can see. Took out a 4. That left me with x squared positive 2xy negative 15y squared. Okay? Can you see that y squared? Yeah, you can. Alrighty, I put the x and the x. Got it? Took one x here, one x there. Took the 15, there was no squaring in that 15. There was no squaring. There was no 2 times whatever. So I went 3 and 5. Because this is x squared, these two numbers will equal this one right here. Okay, I use the factors of 3 and 5. 3y, 5y. Now I have a positive 2. And that oh yeah, I didn't tell you how I went 4 out of here, 4 out of 8, 4 out of 60. You know that part. So now I have 3 and 5. I combine those two and that comes to positive 2. I put my answer right down here. So I have got what? 4x negative 3y positive 3y. No, 5y. And I got 4. Again, you can use that same term. Check it. 5 positive negative 3 makes you 2. And then here this 4, you have to multiply 2 times 4 is 8. Got it. This is 175's answer. It should take you about 15 minutes to do that lesson. How about me giving you another page? Well, I understand. You know how long I worked to prepare this lesson? I did the examples in the book. I did your work. It took me right at 2.5 hours. I had some phone calls in there, some little interruptions. It took me 3 hours. So 2.5 hours, I'm saying that what it took me. You have fun. I hope you get it less than that time. Enjoy the day. See you.